On the pole, Bill Smithen. Front row, Donald Strout. Second row, Craig Vaught and Steve Kartner. P5, Jean-Paul Epps. P6, Don Warren. Fourth row, Michael Bailey and Richard Franco. P9, Bruce Poole and Gene Moore in P10. P11, Bob Mills, followed by Willis Stevens. Okay, formation lap. Pace car getting ready to leave the track. Race is about to start. Pretty good formation. Smithen leads the pack as the pole sitter. He's maintaining 50 miles an hour till the green comes out. Here comes the green flag. And they approach turn 1. Oh no, Bill overcooks the corner and goes off to the left into the gravel trap. Strout takes the lead. Here's a replay of that. Bill said he just forgot to hit the brakes and hit them way too late. Slid off to the outside of the corner. Rejoined safely according to the rules. Now Bill went from first to last place in 30 seconds. They're on cold tires now, so they're being a little bit careful. Lined up nose to tail, nice and clean. Cockpit view of Strout. Craig Vaught's cockpit view. Strout is in his sights. Steve Kartner is close behind. Don Warren not far behind Steve Kartner. Richard Franco. Oh, and Don Warren spins. Here's Bill Smithen is in the back of the pack, followed by Willis Stevens. Bill moves through the pack quickly, passing Bob Mills. Sets his sight on Bruce Poole. Here's Gene Moore, spins into the gravel trap going through turn 1. Rejoins safely. He's now behind Bob Mills. All right, it's Strout and Vaught, followed by Kartner, Richard Franco, Michael Bailey, Jean-Paul Epps, and Bruce Poole. We're seeing Bruce Poole. Right behind him is Bill Smithen, looking to overtake if he can. Still following Bruce Poole. Bill Smithen is still close, looking for that opportunity. Poole's too quick. Going down the front straight. Bill Smithen is looking again to try for an overtake on Bruce Poole if he can. He goes to the inside. Might make a move going into turn 2. Thinks better of it. Tucks in behind Bruce. Bob Mills is right there behind Smithen. Michael Bailey, Richard Franco, Steve Kartner, Craig Vaught, Donald Strout up to the front. P1. Lap 3. See these guys get so close to the edge that they actually throw some dirt up into the face shields of the drivers behind. They don't leave any extra track. You got to put your wheels right on that candy cane curb to make good time through this last section of the track. Going up through the front straightaway. It's called the Bramham Straight. Into turn 1. Now the 3 leaders, Strout, Vaught, and Kartner, are nose to tail. Paul Epps is maintaining his lead ahead of Richard Franco. But Bill Smithen has managed to get by Bruce Poole and is now challenging Richard. Both of these guys, Richard Franco and Bill Smithen, mighty quick. It's going to be interesting. Bill goes on the inside, overtakes Richard. Richard does an over-under on him and takes the lead back, takes the position back. Smithen's got his sights on Richard Franco still. He tried, but he couldn't make it stick. Let's see what happens this time. Bill Smithen is on a mission. Pretty hard to pass Richard Franco. They're both turning excellent lap times in the 1:33s here now. Up Hawthorne Hill into Hawthorne Bend. Here comes turn 6, one of the most difficult on the track. They have to use all the track on the left, and Richard bobbles just a little bit, goes a little too wide, and Bill Smithen takes the advantage and finally makes the pass. Let's see if he can make it whole, make it stick. Perfect through Sterling's Bend, approaching turn 9 onto the main straight. Looks like Smithen's got it. Next in Bill Smithen's sights is Jean-Paul Epps. Here's Richard Franco watching Bill pull away a little bit. You can bet that Richard's trying to figure out how to catch Bill. Here's a view from the blimp. Track is bigger than it looks. One of the oldest tracks in Great Britain. Brands Hatch has been around for a long time. Raced all kinds of cars there. Formula One, IndyCar, sports cars. Most famous is the Formula Ford Festival that's been held here many years. Steve Cartner still in P3. Craig Vaught is just stuck to the back of Donald Strout. Stuck like glue. Strout can't lose him. John Paul Epps is doing a great job here, maintaining his position in P5. Right behind him, close behind, is Bill Smithman. Like a great white shark looking for his prey. There, he makes the pass. Actually, I think John Paul just decided not to contest it. So Bill Smithman has gone from last after his spin all the way up to P5. And only 7 laps. Pretty remarkable. Let's see if he catches Michael Bailey. There's Craig Vaught. Strout just can't shake Craig at all. He's just right there, 1 to 2 car lengths behind through the whole race course. These guys are evenly matched. They're pulling away from Steve Cartner just a bit. They're both determined. Let's see if one makes a mistake. That's what will affect the outcome here, most probably. Even with the draft, Vaught can't quite get past Strout. Really fast laps here in the 133s. You can see the inputs here on Strout's telemetry. He's full throttle, and you can see sometimes you can see his braking inputs in his steering. Not now, obviously, but now there's Michael Bailey. And he sees Bill Smithman behind. Michael doesn't give up easily. There's Bruce Poole riding just ahead of Bob Mills. They're keeping up with Richard Franco, doing well. Michael Bailey is the leading 70-plus division car. Bruce Poole is the second in the 70-plus division at this point. Bob Mills is the safest driver in the 70-plus division. He has the fewest number of incidences per race. The safest driver in the senior division is Richard Franco. All right, so Bill Smithman has managed to get ahead of Michael Bailey. Here comes Gene Moore. Looking good through turn 1. Kind of remarkable how much these cars slide through the corners. There's Richard Franco. Jean-Paul Epps is just ahead of him. And ahead of him is Michael Bailey. So Michael is maintaining, looks like P5. But actually P1 in his 70-plus division. Jean-Paul Epps is in the senior division, so Michael's not worried about him. He's worried about Bruce Poole. He's quite a bit far behind, quite far behind at this point. There's Strout and Vaught again. Approaching the last few laps of the race, lap 10. Strout's able to maintain the lead here, remarkably. Vaught's really putting the pressure on Strout. He's not letting up at all. There's Willis Stevens go by. Willis is a relative newcomer to iRacing and to the league. He's a very careful driver, so he's trying to be really extra special careful. Hey, Strout goes off in turn 6, or in the exit of turn 6, and Craig Vaught is able to take the lead. Strout just touched his tires a little bit into the gravel and then kept going. Was able to maintain control and just lost some speed, and Craig was able to overtake. Strout didn't lose enough speed to allow Cartner to overtake though, so he's still a contender for the lead. But it's going to be awful hard to pass Craig Vaught. Only 2-3 laps left to go. Actually 4. All right, so Richard Franco is going to challenge Michael Bailey. Looks like maybe there's some strategy going on. There is a bit of a draft on the main straightaway here. Strout may be thinking that he will be able to use that on the last lap to overtake Craig. We will see what he does. All right, we've got Craig Vaught, P1, Donald Strout, P2, Steve Cartner in third. Bill Smithson has moved all the way up to 4th position. 5th position is Michael Bailey, leading in the 70-plus division. Looks like Richard Franco was able to overtake Jean-Paul Epps. So now Franco has moved into, that's P1, 2, 3, 4, P5 for Richard Franco, right behind Bill Smithson. Oh, Bill Smithson spins in turn 3. Back to last place he goes. So now it's Vaught, Strout, Cartner, and Richard Franco, followed by Michael Bailey, and then Jean-Paul Epps. Lap 12. Let's see what the old man Stroud is about here on this last 2 laps. He's close, but probably, I don't know if he's close enough to overtake here. He's going to try it. Stroud actually does make the overtake into turn 1. Now let's see if he can hold it all the way through this last lap. Stroud's going to use more than all the track. He's not going to worry about off tracks on this lap. He's going for speed and speed only. Vought's going to try to get as close as he can, all the way up to that last corner. Turn 9. He'll want to be on Stroud's behind on going through turn 9 so he can use the draft to pass him before the start-finish line. He's getting closer. Going to need to be closer than this. Let's see how it goes through turn 8. Here we go. Stroud's still got 2 to 3 car lengths on Vaught here. This is the important moment. Stroud actually pulls away through turn 9. It's all over. Stroud takes the checkered flag by only a few hundredths of a second. Great racing.